President Trump saying he wants answers about how to blunt communist China's global dominance when it comes to rare earths. The president signing an executive order on it over the last few days. There are 17 rare earth metals. They are practically in everything these days. Computers, EVs, cell phones, jet engines, television, anything with a screen, but also military equipment. So basically anything with an on-off switch has these things in them. How did America get so far behind in something so critical? To discuss someone who works with rare earths, the CEO and co-founder of Phoenix Tailings, Nick Myers. Also joining me is the executive director of the Energy Fair Trade Coalition, Brett Manley. Gentlemen, this is disturbing, and it's something that we don't talk nearly enough about. Nick, how crucial are these rare earth metals to our daily lives, and what is the threat here from Communist China's dominance of this industry?
First off, it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me. It's a really great question. Ultimately, I think people get very confused about rare earths. They are essential to absolutely everything that we use. Things like antimony, gallium, germanium have small use cases, and China's restricted the exports before. But with rare earths, they underpin virtually every technology, whether it's medical devices like MRI machines, whether it's cell phones, computers, cars, missile systems, tanks, guns, all of it relies on rare earth metals. China has declared economic warfare currently with these export controls against the United States. Without them exporting, they control 90+% of the world's supply chain. We will be crippled and unable to get access to these key technologies.
All right, so this is an economic and a national security issue. Brett, as Nick just said, we're all using these metals. The communist country controls 61% of the mined rare earth production. They have a monopoly practically on refining capacity. We don't have that capacity here in the United States. How did we get so far behind with these materials and the processes related to them?
Yeah, thanks for having me. I think really this is a self-inflicted wound. Over the years, we've had kind of government by press release where we send out a fancy press release about how great we are for the environment, but we don't really think, what are the 10, 20, 30-year implications of this policy? And China's really good at looking 20, 30, 40 years in advance, whereas we, with our election cycles, look every 2, 4 years in advance. And so we've really fallen behind because of this environmental push to not refine these materials. But from our standpoint, would you rather have the United States, whose carbon emissions have gone down every year for the last 25 years, refining these things, or would you rather have somebody else doing it? Because if we're not going to do it, someone else is. There's really only one mine in the United States that's operational at the moment. It's in California, and they have to ship basically all of their product for refinement, either to China or elsewhere, but primarily to China. So we're really behind the 8 ball here. It's going to take years to right-size this, and I think the president is right to act.
Yeah, and look, so it's the environmental lobby has put us in this position, and of course now it actually increases emissions when we don't do things here and we have to ship stuff all the way across the ocean to China. Nick, you work with these metals firsthand. Clearly there's a need to have to scale here, a clear concern that a communist country and an adversary has cornered the market. How do we do that? How do we scale up mining and refining here quickly?
Absolutely great question. Yeah, at Phoenix Tailings, we operate a rare earth refinery producing metals today in the United States. It's challenging, but at the end of the day, it resolves with the investment in technology and innovation. That's really where we have to push. The rare earth processing, the refining, and the mining of it is not just high emissions, it's extremely unsafe for workers in the current way they do it in China, and it's extremely uneconomic if we do it here in the United States using Chinese technology.
Yeah.
So we have to capitalize on what America is best in the world at, which is building great technology.
Right. Brett, the president knows this is a problem, as you said, and it's been a problem for decades now. Give us what are some of the first steps that you think the administration can take towards solving this problem?
Yeah, great. I want to echo a little bit of what Nick said. We really should embrace technology here. This isn't a sector that's been built out in the United States, and we're at this inflection point with AI. and its capability to really enhance and supercharge manufacturing. So I think I'd explore that. But more importantly, I think the president should invoke the Defense Production Act. He did this during COVID to fast track the vaccine. He has the ability to do that now. If we're serious about this being a national security issue, he can invoke the Defense Production Act, and it will really speed up past the red tape, get these projects online. Because again, you can't build a refinement facility in a year, right? It's going to take 2, 3, 4, 5 years for them just to come online. So he's got to be serious about cutting the red tape. And I think that would be a very good first step.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, but clearly the conversation is not over. And once again, it looks like the environmental lobby has played into the hands of a communist adversary. Brett Manley, Nick Myers, thank you both. Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.